let's look at a very simple kind of improv piece that is all done with curved seams, and these are kind of fun to do. There's no pattern for this, it's just playing with it. This is playtime. What this is going to be is eventually I'm going to trim it to 9.5. I have another one that's on the way that will also go to where I can trim it to 9.5. When I have this at 9.5 and this at 9.5, I will have two like this and two like this, and I will put them together in a 4-patch to make a fun kind of a pillow top that will be 18 inches finished size. But let me just show you how simple it is to do curved piecing like that. This one is finished, so let's work on this one. Because I want this to go to where that is now. I need 4 of these for my pillow. I'm going to add that one to here. Okay. And all I'm going to do is I am going to lay this on top of and overlapping this piece, and I'm going to try to start at about the same place on the top. Don't worry about being accurate, not important, but pretty much from the top, and overlap it enough. And I am now going to improv cut a curve in here. Any kind of curve that looks like it might be nice in this. If you're a little bit nervous about going right to the machine without any marking, then go ahead and make yourself a, let's do a little bit of a curve so that you can see. There. Why don't I do that curve? Just be sure that you've hit all of the piece underneath. Okay, now that I have a mark, again, most of the time I just wing it. I don't mark it, but you can mark it. So here is pretty much a mark, and this will brush off later. And I am going to cut through both of these. Pretty much on my curve. If I'm off a little bit, it doesn't matter. These are all freewheeling things. Okay, I can now, and guess who needs a new blade? I've got one nick in this blade, and I need to get rid of it. Okay, and the bottom piece, I also want to be rid of that. So I now have this curve that fits that curve exactly, just like that. I'll get rid of this one. Whoops, sorry. There it is. Now, how on earth am I going to sew those two curved pieces together? Not a problem. Start at the top. Don't pin anything. Don't fuss with it. Just start at the top. And let's come to the machine. And as I do in all curved piecing, I am going to start with my edges together and go slowly. This looks like it doesn't want to join this, but if you just go a little bit at a time so that your edges, the raw edges here, are together for a short space. Okay? They're coming away from each other, so I simply move it back. The gentler your curve, the easier it will be to put them together. A curvier curve, it's going to be a little bit harder. Here are my raw edges right here. Just use your fingers to keep it together and to keep your raw edges together in what looks like a straight line. My edges are coming together. My curve is curvier now, so I'm going a little more slowly, and I just keep pushing these together. So I'm always sewing straight. It looks like I'm sewing straight. I'm just moving these curves together. That's leaking out. I need to move it over. Move the top in one direction and the bottom in the other direction. And again, it's that just going slowly that will do it. Okay, now let's see what we got. Let's come to the ironing board. And voila, no, because I've got a thread in here. There it is. There is my perfect curve. Press it in either direction, whichever one feels right. So by going slowly, keeping your edges together as you go, there is my curved seam. And they're kind of fun to do. After a while, they become a little bit addictive. This will eventually go to where I can cut it to a 9.5 inch square. And I will have one like that, and one like that, and then 2 more to make my pillow. That's it.